I've received some comments from my viewers asking for a Cleveland real estate market update, and today I'm going to do it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Living in Cleveland. I'm Patty sells CLE, and I make videos about all things Northeast Ohio, Northwest Ohio, and even down south. If you don't want to miss any of my videos, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave comments. I love the comments. So, speaking of comments, I received a few comments from some of my subscribers asking what the market is like here in Cleveland. So it's about time I do it. It's October. And we all know the interest rates are pretty high. We don't know what's going on. And am I getting a little bit slow in business? Yes, I'm not going to lie. It's a little slow. That being said, it usually slows down in the fall for me, in my experience. At the end of summer, things, all the people that wanted to buy, get in their homes, in time for their kids to start school, make some friends in the neighborhood, all that's passed. And now everybody's busy with back to school stuff. And it usually starts to pick up again right around October-ish. And it just stays pretty steady through the end of the year. And with the interest rates, I am a little bit slower than I typically am this time of year, which I'm okay with because it was crazy. It was a very crazy spring and summer season. And at this time of the year, I like to, I take advantage of the slow time and, work on my website, work on my videos, read professional books that I didn't get a chance to read when I was busy. So it is slow. But what I tell people is, you know what? And the spring selling season was so crazy. We were writing offers 30,000, 40,000 over ask of what the list price was. We were getting outbid. We were waiving inspections, which I would never recommend a buyer to do. But we were waiving inspections. We would have an appraisal gap guarantee, like, hey, if the house doesn't appraise, we will guarantee up to $15,000, $20,000 above that appraisal price, which means my buyers are coming to the table with more cash invested in this house on top of, hey, they're paying over the list price. And these houses are listed by competent agents that know what the comps are and what these houses are really worth. So it was, it was wonderful selling these homes. But as a buyer, these people they paid so much more money, than what the agents actually felt that it was, worth. And if it didn't appraise, they were having to pay even more money to put down in the house. So a lot of these people are going to be underwater because you can't get that money back. If you paid $30,000 over the list price, you paid $30,000, you owe that money. Now things are a little bit different. Houses are staying on the market longer, which has, in my experience, always happened at the end of summer, beginning of fall. They're staying on the market longer, which means prices are coming down. You're seeing price decreases. I just closed on a house last week out in the Port Clinton area, and we saw it the day it came on the market, and we loved it. My clients loved it, but we felt that the price was a little high, and they were really like, oh, just, and I knew the market was starting to slow, and I'm like, well, let's wait on it a couple days, see what happens. And wouldn't you know, within a week, they lowered the price by $10,000. I'm like, hey guys, we should maybe want to take another look at this. They came down in price within a week, which means they really want to sell this house. So this was a first-time home buyer couple. They're just getting married. And what I usually try to do with my first-time home buyers is I try to negotiate the sellers to pay some of the closing costs. And I usually say, hey, I have a whole thing for what I do with that. And so, but you wouldn't have been able to do that back in the spring. So, and it's not like we lowballed. I think we came in a little bit over asked what they were asking by a few $1,000s, so that, we asked for the closing costs. And they ended up the sellers netted only a few $1,000s under what they were actually listing it for. But we got it. So we were able, and basically all you're doing is financing your closing costs. But for a young couple, that's huge. And we knew the price went down by $10,000. So I'm like, you're still ahead of the game. And we were able to get the inspection done. We were able to get some repairs done, which a lot of times what you're seeing now, these people who have their houses for sale, they're like, you know what? what we're seeing now, our manager, he's like, here's the houses that are for sale, and then here's the houses that are actually closing. Like it's up here, and what we think that means is like, okay, they're not closing because people are backing out. Like the seller's like, hey, you know, back in May, I wouldn't have been asked to make any of these repairs. I don't need to move. You know, maybe I missed the boat. I was hoping to get 30, 40 over asking, not have to make any repairs. So a lot of sellers are probably backing out, or maybe even buyers are like, you know what, I'm not that desperate for a house right now. Maybe I don't want this house. And, you know, and they're getting these inspections now. And maybe there's so much wrong with the house and they don't want to have to deal with it. So things are, but that's a typical market. So what we've had in the spring was like atypical. So things are starting to hopefully finally level out. And then hopefully these interest rates. So what I tell people now, I tell my buyers, I'm like, it's a great time to buy because houses are on the market longer. They're willing, and people need to sell. People have to move. You know, people get new jobs, people's living situations, their financial situations change. So people always have to move. So people need to sell their homes. So you have a lot of power as a buyer now, and you're not going to be overpaying. And guess what? The interest rates are high. Yeah, it's crazy. But you know what? They're not going to stay high forever. And you can always refinance when those rates come down. But you can't get that money back on that house that you paid $30,000 over asking. You're not getting that back. Your interest rate can change. So yeah, maybe you have a higher payment for a while. Maybe you didn't buy the bigger house that you wanted, but you know what? Owning a house is still better than renting because you are building equity. And that's another thing in this market. We are not seeing values go down. Buying a house is always going to be the best investment you can make. And personally, I feel that this is a great time to buy because you can get a good deal. Houses are staying on the market. You have some time. You don't have to feel so rushed like, oh my gosh, if we don't jump on this house right now, we're never going to get it. Because you have some time. Hey, we had a week to think about it. And we got them their house. They love it. I just gave them the keys on Tuesday. They were so excited. So happy for them. So it is a great time to buy. So if you're moving to the Cleveland area, you know who to call. Call me, text me, email me. I answer. Now, because I didn't want to just have this video be about this market, it is October in Ohio. And for all of you people that have moved to Cleveland or want to move to the Midwest from places that don't have winter, fall is my favorite time of year. So I have some fun footage of Put-in-Bay. We just went camping at Put-in-Bay the last 2 days. It was beautiful. It was 75 degrees and sunny, absolutely gorgeous in October 6th. And then last night we went to Hollow Weekends at Cedar Point. So I have some footage of that. Ohio, especially the Cleveland area. Oh, and the Guardians just won their first postseason game. So lots of good things happening around the Cleveland area in October. So enjoy this fall foliage, and you know who to call if you're moving to the Cleveland area, or even if you just subscribe and you already live in Cleveland and feel like a change and want to take advantage of, you know, this changing market and get a deal out there. So thank you for watching and enjoy fall in Ohio.